hey, it's me and Topster over here. You know,
Yeah.
this thing.
I'm not a thing.
You look like a thing.
I'm an egg person.
With them feet. I don't even understand the egg person,
I'm an egg person.
thing.
It was inspired by Humpty Dumpty.
What? I don't remember Humpty Dumpty having all that's going on with you over there.
Inspired, cause the torso is built like an egg, but everything else I did it myself.
Okay. Anyways, Miss Egg Person, we are doing Reddits today, and the first one on our list is how have you almost died?
That's easy.
Share your experience, Topster.
Almost drowning and almost getting ran over. That's fun. I don't think it was really that driver's fault because I'm not the tallest person in the world, and it was a very tall truck.
Yeah, I almost died from a vehicle too. I was getting out of a vehicle from behind the vehicle in the middle of the road, and I was trying to cross the road because I was in the middle of the road, right? But I didn't see, and I couldn't really look. As soon as I put my head out, a vehicle was coming. I'm like, oh my gosh, and I stepped back, and yeah, if they were any closer, I would have been decapitated or something. So yeah, that was not so fun. But I didn't die. I didn't get decapitated. I'm here.
I remember once when I was little, I got lost.
Got lost?
Remember I got lost in the store and I had to go to the cashier?
Oh, yeah, that's hilarious. One time I got lost.
I wanted to do my own thing and I didn't want to listen. I remember that. I was really scared.
That same thing happened to me when I was younger. Didn't listen. My mom was like, go get lost. And it was a clothing store, too. And I got lost. But it was the 90s, so nobody cared. You know, I was a crying, scared child. They didn't take me up front. They just, gave me dirty looks. Go find your parent type thing. Different age. They're like, oh, poor child. Let's call CPS. But 90s, no.
No, they were just, they gave me concerned face. And then I was running around and
yeah, they were concerned for you. I got dirty looks like I was the bad child.
I mean, you were?
Yeah, and so were you. But nowadays, I feel more they put it on the parent. Like, you ran away from your parent, but it's the parent's fault for whatever. Although we knew that you ran away, and it was a small store that was empty in the morning, so we're just like, eh. You deserve to feel scared for a few moments. That's literally what we thought.
I remember my thoughts were, because I wanted to take a shortcut because y'all were taking forever in the store.
Shortcut? We were shopping. How could you shortcut shopping?
I wanted to go in front of y'all, but it was a skinny little area.
We saw you walk far away from us. We were like literally in a section looking at clothing. You're just like, yeeted yourself to the other side of the store. I don't know.
Shortcut.
Anyways, let's look at the comments. Let's see what other people's.
I beat you to the cashier.
You what?
I beat you to the cashier.
Okay. Fair, I guess. You're getting closer, I guess. So this one person, cutting wood and the saw blade got loose, flew under my armpit. Wow, that's scary.
Oh, ew.
Lymphoma. I just thought it was my turn to be skinny. What the heck?
What is lymphoma?
It's I think it's a type of cancer, but that is hilarious. Or something with the lymph nodes? Has to, right? Lymphoma? Due to a broken bone, I was prescribed morphine. I took it as prescribed, and one afternoon I took my pill and lay down to take a nap. The morphine caused me to sleep very deeply, and I aspirated in my sleep. I stopped breathing. Thankfully, my sister happened to just stop by to check on me that afternoon. She found me not breathing and unresponsive. She called 911, performed CPR, and mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
I heard you didn't have to do mouth-to-mouth. It might be a lie, though.
I woke up hours later in the ICU with some chest pain, and I was very groggy. I was very confused when I woke up. I just thought it was a dream. Thanks, sis, for saving my life. Wow, yeah, she would have died. Or had brain damage, something.
Yes.
Wow. Stage 4 cancer at age 30. They had to cut a whole bunch of bits out of me and 3 months of chemo, but cancer-free, 13 years and counting. Ew. Kayak capsized out in the ocean, and dumb A me didn't have a life jacket. Tide was going out, tread water for 3 hours, and by some miracle, a random jet skier found me. Wow. That's scary.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, we haven't discovered most of the ocean, and let's explore. That sounds for me. That's a no.
I mean, they were probably still relatively close to the
tide
to the
can get
beach,
close.
but people can't see you even if you go not that far out, and it can be hard to get back in. It's just dangerous. So I was a kid sunbathing in my yard. My mom's room window was on the second floor right above me. My little sister was playing around in her room. For some reason, I decided I was done sunbathing. The second I got up and walked away from my spot, the in-window air conditioner unit landed on the ground right where my head was.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Glad subconscious was there, that second thought that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why were they sunbathing under an air conditioner? They must have had a small yard. Like, ooh, this is beautiful. The AC.
How old are they?
I don't know. Oh, it was the second floor, too. Damn, the second floor would have hit hard because it would have been high up. Oh, they didn't say how old they were.
Why are you, what?
MRSA infection. Had fever and night sweats for weeks before doctors found what was wrong. Took 3 months to recover. Adding, wow, MRSA seems like an extremely common illness. There ought to be more PSAs on the subject. Yeah, a lot of people replied to that.
Whoa.
Ooh, this one's long. Let's check it out. It's like a whole new post.
Yeah.
I was crushed and suffocated in a conveyor belt work accident. That's just horrible, just the first sentence. Some have said my heart did stop momentarily. 17 days in the hospital and 13 surgeries so far from one fateful day. Edit. Been getting asked a lot, so here's what happened. So let's preface by saying there was no lockout, tag out policy. Great paying job that I was 3 weeks into, so I didn't speak out. I wasn't vested in the union yet, so I was worried they'd can me and the union couldn't stop it. The system was supposed to be down from 8 to 11 a.m. for maintenance. My job was to feed the system with demolition debris from my excavator. I was bored and had nothing else to do, so at 10 a.m. I decided to do a bit of maintenance on the bit of conveyor that I was responsible for. I was supposed to have an hour to do a 10-minute job. Well, a temp employee didn't know any better and didn't make sure everyone was in the proper position when he was given the word. He started the system up with me lying on it. I fell down to the next conveyor, and my body was caught between the two, with the conveyor I was on hitting me in the head. Yeah, hard hats. Yay, hard hats. Wait, I fell down to the next conveyor, and my body was caught between the two. Oh, okay.
So could you...
I couldn't get out of the way my arm was pinned behind me, so I had to snap my humerus to get out, which also tore my shoulder to shreds. Once I did get out, I started to go up the conveyor and got caught under what is called a tension bar, which is like 3 inches high above the belt. When I got sucked under that, I heard my back and ribs crack like bubble wrap. The conveyor system then shut down though, but I couldn't get out from under the bar, and every breath I took, it got tighter and tighter until I knew I was going to die. Last thing I remember thinking was, this will be a bad phone call to mom and dad, because I passed out and accepted dying. I have no idea how long I was under that bar, but I woke up to a coworker slapping me in the face with my boss and another coworker over me. Maybe pure luck he was a volunteer firefighter. I looked around and said, okay, let's get back to work. My boss simply said, nah, man, you're pretty effed up. I remember flirting with one gal in the ambulance and scoring a date with her jokingly for later that night. Then it was just mayhem and confusion once I got to the hospital. I don't remember much until later that night. You know, it's funny, because the thought of death is pretty scary, but I actually remembered another instance when I was pretty sure I was going to die, and I accepted it like they're talking about. Like, it was like an assault type thing, and I was literally fading away. I forgot about that. But I was fading away, and I just thought, I'm going to die. And it wasn't, like, scary at all. It was just kind of peaceful, And that's how I feel that they felt right here, where they said, this would be a bad phone call to mom and dad before I passed out. If I'm going to die, passing out is probably a good way to go like this, because it's kind of peaceful. So, Luckily, I didn't. I think the light in my eye was visibly disappearing, and the person got scared, and I survived. So it was awesome. Awesome that I survived. So yeah. That is terrifying, though. And they said that their bones sounded like bubble wrap. Oh my gosh. Okay, want to check out the next one?
Sure.
Okay. What is the worst U.S. state to live in?
Ohio.
What?
Not from the memes, just...
Not from the memes.
Nope. We lived there once.
No one has mentioned my state yet, so I'm just gonna creep away and assume all is good. Haha, I was secretly thinking the same. We don't even know what state there is, so we don't know what they're referring to. Okay, so... Is this the annual Mississippi bashing?
What's Mississippi?
You don't know what Mississippi is?
No, sorry. What is Mississippi bashing? What is that?
I don't know. Don't be ridiculous. Mississippi bashing is an annual thing. You can do it whenever you want. Edit. Thank you. I appreciate the words. Oh my, really? Okay. If the people in Mississippi could read, they would be very sad from this post. Wow.
So read.
Oh, they keep going on with the Mississippi bashing. There's Mississippi. I was only there for 8.5 months, and I hated it. Wow, Mississippi must be bad.
Yeah.
Whenever you see a map with Mississippi ranked number 1, you know the map is talking about something awful like literacy or child mortality. Oh my goodness. Mississippi or Oklahoma. Here in Louisiana, we shrug and say, at least we aren't Mississippi. Pretty regularly. Wow. Okay.
Just so you know, Ohio's trash. I'm sorry.
What's trash?
Ohio.
Oh, Ohio's trash. Oh.
Well, it's the first place I've ever seen real snow. So that was cool. But then right when it wasn't nice snow though. It never, if you're going to be snowing, at least have thick crunchy snow instead of ice blocks on the ground. And then we had to miss school so much to the point I actually wanted to go to school. So.
That's funny. Yeah, but when you're in an area like that, there's going to be weather problems, and they actually try to accommodate for that.
And the kids there were odd. is all I can say. Oh, and once there was a rat in the classroom. Disgusting.
I really doubt that's an Ohio thing, though.
School thing. And then once, after we moved to school, this other girl from the last school moved in to my school, told me that Kat's teacher got arrested for murdering a child. Could have been a lie. If not, that's
it's hard
scary.
to say what kids say.
I don't know. That lady seemed all over the place. You could hear,
Which could attribute to them making up stories about her. So we don't know.
Yeah, but or she because Kat's room was at the end of the hallway and I was at the other end. I could hear her screaming all the way from my end.
Wow.
Yep.
That is kind of crazy.
And Kat said like stupid punishment she'd get, or not punishment, but like she'd get in trouble for literally just like holding her hand out like this, like arms like across the table in front. Not.
That is weird.
Yeah, it was really dumb.
Sounds like she had some issues.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And then this one time, these two kids just kept kissing each other.
Ew.
In the mouth.
Ew.
Yeah, just constantly. And I was like, and this one girl just kept snitching on them. I was like, ignore it. I don't know what to tell you.
What's that to do with the teacher?
No, this one girl, she kept being a snitch.
Oh.
I didn't like her, so I told her to shut up because she was annoying. She was like a tempted teacher's pet, but such a snitch that the teacher didn't even like her.
That's funny. You're so much of a suck up that who you're sucking up to can't stand you.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one says, my parents retired and sold their house on Alaska to move to Mississippi. They regret it and hate it there, but the house prices in Alaska skyrocketed and they can't afford to move back. Anyway, I have learned the term sundown town since then. I'm going to say, without ever having been there, that Mississippi is the last state on my list to ever live in. Sundown town. I'll have to look that up later. And why is it Mississippi? I have lived in West Virginia for a couple of years. That place is rough. There's still lots of houses up in the hollers with dirt floors and no indoor plumbing. In 2023, no flushing toilets. It's crazy. The drug situation is absolutely hollowing out the younger generations. Much of it is like a third world country. I live in Indiana now, and it ain't great, but it doesn't compare to West Virginia, let me tell you. Yeah, I heard there's still places in the South that have dirt floors and stuff.
Ew.
Things like that.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I actually met somebody that, lived in a situation like that in Louisiana, I believe. It's all the South. That's why I'm always afraid about venturing over to the South.
That sounds nasty.
I think we're considered the South, but, I don't consider us the South. Without saying too much. Anywho. Well, Tobies, what do you think about all this?
Odd.
It sounds like the consensus is...
Indiana sucks balls.
Yeah, the consensus is mostly...
The North.
Southern. Missouri seems to be going downhill fast. New Mexico is pretty rough in regards to crime and poverty, but if you can get a half-decent job, the cost of living is pretty low. Plus, there aren't really any natural disasters, so probably not the worst, but not great either. Plus, you constantly have to deal with people thinking you're part of Mexico. Are people dumb? Edit. I should probably mention that there are plenty of positives to New Mexico as well. Great food, beautiful scenery, mostly nice weather. Just worth mentioning the negatives too, especially since some replies were talking about potentially moving there. It's better to be prepared and know both sides so you don't get mugged.
Yeah, I seen it there. There was a McDonald's that looked like a UFO crashed into it.
Oh, yeah.
They had like this whole Alien Fest thing. That was cool too.
Yeah, that's Roswell.
Yeah.
I don't know. New Mexico, from what I remember, it's just a lot of nothing out there. You know?
Yeah, there is a lot of nothing.
And then you go to Roswell, this popular town, because, you know, and that was just, I don't know, sad. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure besides all that.
Touch an owl.
Hmm?
I got to touch an owl there.
You gonna touch an owl?
Yeah.
Like when you were supposed to touch, you just ran up to it like a stranger danger owl. What in the world?
I wish.
Well, Tobies, what do you tell our viewers?
Eat your cheese.
Eat your cheese. And to our subscribers and potential subscribers, subscribe, comment, like or dislike, depending on your mood, our mood. And what are you saying?
Nothing.
Okay. Well, bye.
Bye.